everybody and welcome to United Realm. Manchester United 5, Bournemouth 2, and what a brilliant performance it was. A fantastic result. Mason Greenwood scored 2 goals. Bruno Fernandes and Anthony Martial continue the goal scoring form, having scored 1 goal each, and Marcus Rashford is back in the score sheet, having scored a penalty. You can now see the difference in Manchester United. We conceded the first goal, but the heads didn't drop off, and we went on to score 5 goals. Under previous managers and even in Solskjaer's tenure, when we conceded first, the heads dropped off and we didn't look confident. But now, after we conceded the first goal last night, we look very confident. The team look confident that we can create more chances and most importantly, take those chances and score goals. And that's exactly what we did. And we've got to give credits to Solskjaer for bringing that mentality, that winning belief and that fighting spirit into the team. Top teams like Liverpool and Manchester City do that because when they go down early, the opposition knows that they're going to come all guns blazing. And that's exactly what Manchester United did last night and absolutely blew Bournemouth away. Absolutely brilliant to watch that football and that comeback. Look, the result was very, very good and that was because Oli picked the right team. If he would have rested Fernandes, Pogba or Martial or anyone and played McTominay or Fred, Pereira, Mata, then we would have lost that game. I don't think with that team we could have taken the lead after going down. So that is why it's so important to keep picking the first team because we cannot afford to slip up at this position. We need the Champions League. And talking about the performance, it would be wrong if we not talk about the defense because defensively we are very poor. Luckily, it did not come back to bite us. Because if we would have conceded those 2 sloppy goals against Leicester, then we would have lost the game and that might have costed us top 4. Because we need to sign a pacey centre back. I don't think we'll sign one this summer, but Lindelof and Maguire just don't complement each other. Both technically strong centre backs, good centre backs, but both of them lack pace. And even at times, Bournemouth created trouble due to the lack of pace at the back. So if we want to challenge for titles and win titles, then we need some pace at the back, either alongside Maguire or Lindelof. That was a very sloppy goal. The first goal which we conceded was really sloppy. Maguire being our best centre-back on paper shouldn't be getting nutmeg like that. And De Gea, he got his angles and his positioning wrong because he should be covering his first post, but he didn't. And I think it's about his confidence now. De Gea, the concentration is there, but he's low on confidence and we need to get behind him and hopefully he'll get back to his best again. This is the first time since 2006, yes, since 2006 that we picked the same team for 3 games in a row and we'll break that against Villa if Lindelof is fit and it's very important to keep doing this again and again because we don't see Liverpool changing their team often, do we? And yeah, of course we're going to get injuries, but that's why we need to build a good squad. Look, if Rashford gets injured or if Martial gets injured, then who comes in? James and Igalo. The drop-off is too much. And let's not talk about Lingard and Pereira because they've been awful this season. So that's why we need to recruit in the right positions, keep recruiting and get a good and a strong bench. It has been confirmed by Solskjaer that Lindelof was subbed off because he is injured and hopefully it's not too serious and he'll be back. Eric Bailly came in for him in the second half and within a minute he conceded a penalty. I have no idea why he tried controlling that pass from Matic using his arm instead of just heading it away. And I don't think that was a penalty, to be honest, because the ball wasn't completely inside the line. When you're checking the goal line, the ball is supposed to be completely inside the line and that's when the goal stands. I don't know why is it different for a handball in the penalty box, but yeah, look, if we wouldn't have scored those goals, if our attack wasn't that good, then we would have lost that game because in the Premier League, when you concede 2 goals, you don't usually go on to win the game, but Solskjaer would know that and he'll definitely have a word with the defenders. Talking about the attack, we were brilliant. Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, all were exceptional and we could have easily scored like 6, 7 or maybe even 8 goals. We were that good, but defensively we can do a lot better than that, when we've seen a better defensive performance than that, and we need to do that in a more consistent basis. Mason Greenwood, he's just 18 and look, he's killing it. Two brilliant goals, one with his left foot, the other with his right, and we keep talking about him being good with both his feet, and this game was an example of that, because the first goal, he just smashes it away with his left foot, which was too powerful for Ramsdale to deal with. And the second goal, I mean, that was a very tight angle, and he just pulls the trigger with his right and bang, goal. I mean, he's a special talent. Before we get into the player ratings, smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get started. So De Gea gets a 5. I mean, in the first goal, his positioning was wrong. He should be covering the first post, but apart from that, he didn't have much to do. Even in the penalty, he dived the right way, but he couldn't do anything much more than that. So De Gea gets a 5, and then right back, Wan-Bissaka gets a 7. I mean, I've been really impressed by our fullbacks, especially after the lockdown, because going forward, they have improved, and we can see the difference. And the energy level of our fullbacks is very good, which is because they keep going up and down, up and down. Defensively, very solid, and going forward, they're improving. They're much better than they were before. And yeah, the roles which Shaw and Wan-Bissaka do is a little unsung. They don't get that notice, but I've been really happy with them. So they get a 7. He gets a 7, and Victor Lindelof gets a 7 as well. And defensively solid. I mean, he was the better centre back than Maguire in this match. So. And he got an opportunity to score a goal initially, but it was a shame to see him get subbed off due to an injury, and hopefully he'll recover soon. So Lindelof gets a 7. Maguire gets a 4. I mean, he had a very bad game. He was really poor. Defensively, he had issues, and I mean, he shouldn't be getting nutmegged like that, because I mean, he's a club captain there. He shouldn't be making such mistakes. He made an error which led to a goal against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago, and now again against Bournemouth. So, him being a club captain, he should be leading the team, because if he does this mistake against a big side, against a top team, he might cost his team the win. So, Maguire, expecting more from Maguire, and he had a bad game. So, Maguire gets a 4. Luke Shaw gets a 7. Defensively solid. Going forward, he looked threatening. He almost scored a goal himself, so I'm happy with Shaw as well. So Shaw gets a 7. Matic, he's been really consistent. He's got 9s over the last 2 game weeks, and but this match, he wasn't very sharp. He gets a 6. He gets an average 6. He had an average game. He'll play better next game for sure, because he had an off day, so nothing to worry. So Matic gets a 6. Pogba gets an 8. He doesn't have that focus right now, because Matic and Fernandes have taken the load of him, taken the responsibility, because he's not the only one now who has to create chances and score goals. So he's getting that from Fernandes, and he's now around better players. So we're now seeing a consistent Pogba, which we have been asking for and expecting from him, because he's a world-class player. We all know that. So Pogba gets an 8. I mean, yeah, he had a good game, played the whole 90 minutes. He was very disciplined alongside Matic. So, but he also created 3 chances, and he had like 10 times he won the possession from the opposition. So Pogba had a good game. So Pogba gets an 8. Bruno Fernandes, the man making the difference at the club. So he's been fantastic. Another goal and 2 more assists. He could have scored another goal, but he gave that penalty to Rashford, who was low on confidence. And that speaks a lot about him as a team player. So very happy from Fernandes, and I mean, he's top class. So he scored his 6th goal and registered 5 assists in the 9 games he has started for United in the league. So Fernandes gets a 9. Marcus Rashford, a much better performance from Rashford. Probably his best performance after the lockdown, because he had been in fantastic form, and it's happy to see him score a goal. He had that pressure to score the goal, because if he would have missed that, everyone would have said that Fernandes should have taken the penalty. But he took the penalty well, and Apart from that, he scored another goal which was ruled out because of him being offside, which was, I guess, a little harsh, but yeah, good to see Rashford coming back to form, and Rashford gets an 8. He scored his 20th goal of the season, 15th goal in the Premier League, so Rashford has been fantastic this season, so Rashford gets a 8. Anthony Martial gets an 8 as well. He scored his 20th goal and the 15th in the Premier League as well. So the dynamic duo of Martial and Rashford scoring 40 goals combined. So that's brilliant. And there were 7 goals in the game, and that goal from Martial was the best of them all. He drifted off to the left, collected the ball, dribbled past the player, and had a look, and then just bang from outside the box, top right corner. There was a stunning goal. That was a world-class finish. So yeah, Martial, very happy with him. Apart from the goal, he had a very good game as well because he held the ball really well. He pressed the opposition high, and like, how many free kicks did he win? Like, he won like 4 or 5 free kicks. Even the goal which Fernandes scored was a foul on Martial. So he's having that impact. He is creating trouble for the defenders, especially the centre backs, which opens the space for Rashford or Fernandes and Pogba to exploit. So Martial gets 8 as well. Mason Greenwood is my man of the match. He gets a perfect 10. 2 more goals. The 18-year-old, he's been exceptional, and Solskjaer knows how to nurture him. Solskjaer makes sure he gets enough game time, and also will make sure that he doesn't get overplayed. So yeah, so Mason's got nothing to worry about his nourishment, because I think Solskjaer is the right man, being a striker himself. So Mason Greenwood is my man of the match. He gets a perfect 10, and he's only going to get better. So brilliant performance from Greenwood. He gets a 10. Solskjaer gets a 9. He chose the right team, and his tactics were right, so he got that spot on. And we were losing the game 1-0 before the first drinks break, and he had a word with the team, and there was an immediate response to that. So yeah, Solskjaer gets a 9. Manchester United's front three of Rashford, Martial and Mason Greenwood have now scored 55 goals across all competitions this season, which is 4 more than Liverpool's star front three of Firmino, Salah and Mane. Manchester United now face Aston Villa away from home, and we're now 16 games unbeaten, and we've got to make that 17 and get that important win to get top 4 finish. So thanks everybody for watching. Like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified about the future videos. So I'll speak to you all soon. Till then, peace.